Over the years, one thing I've struggled with is finding a simple and easy solution to practice the guitar on the go. I was on tour for several years and would always have to lug an amp in the hotel room to either teach or practice on. The iRig HDX has made that a lot simpler. Today I'm going to show you just a few ways how I might practice some improv on the guitar with the iRig and another great app called Amazing Slow Downer. Improvisation and guitar soloing has been a mystery to a lot of guitarists for a long time. Many of us spend tons of time practicing scales, chords, and arpeggios and wondering why we don't get better at improv. Well, a few years ago, thanks to a great friend and mentor named Tom Quayle, I stumbled upon the idea of constraints practice for improvisation. Let's talk about 3 different ways to use constraints for your improv practice today. So today I'm going to show you these 3 really cool ways to practice your improv, and they're called constraints. First, we're going to start with a rhythmic constraint, and I'm just jamming on this kind of like C 12-bar blues kind of S backing track that I made, and I have it in this cool program called Amazing Slow Downer. And so I'm getting my sounds here from Amplitude. Feels great, sounds good in the headphones, and it's great for me to practice too. I can hear the track and I can hear myself perfectly fine. If I wanted to, I could add some distortion on there, some overdrive, compression, all that different stuff if I wanted to. So let's talk about this rhythmic constraint. Now, at first this might seem a little bit not that musical, but what we're gonna do is we're going to practice forcing ourselves to play back-to-back rhythms, and we're gonna start with quarter notes. So if I were counting this song, it would essentially be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my quarter notes, right? So I'm gonna force myself to play my quarter notes 4 times each and follow the chord changes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I really try to get in the groove and stay in the groove. Now I'll move that down and I'll play only 2 times each quarter note. Let's give that a try. I'm using a mix of like C major pentatonic and C minor pentatonic. So this is going to get a little bit more challenging. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play 1 time each quarter note, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I try to make sure I'm doing slides. Try to get creative in and out of the scale a little bit. All right, so that's a great way to do it. You might go into 8th notes, triplets, and even up to 16ths. And I'll quickly share with you maybe what the 16ths would sound like. So that's gonna be 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. Now with this, it's gonna be pretty quick, right? And so I'm gonna start with 4 times each again, like this. 2 times. 1 time. This is really cooking. Ah. All right, so that's pretty fast. So what I would recommend doing is really working your way up to that speed. All right, so now I'm gonna do another kind of constraint. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna work on my slurs. What are slurs? Those are gonna be the things that make your guitar playing sound musical. 3 great kinds are hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides. Those are great slurs. So what I'm gonna do, I'm playing on this Thrill Is Gone kind of track, and I am going to play a solo and try to only only use hammer-ons. So this Thrill Is Gone track is in the key of C minor. Let's see if I can make a hammer-on only solo. Sometimes short, sometimes long. That's a really pretty long one. I'm not saying that you would go out and play a solo like this in public, but in the practice room, it is a great way to approach. Let's try some pull-offs. Can wait a long time for that hammer or that pull-off. Let's do some slides. Alright, so this last constraint here is over kind of a John Mayer style track in the style of I Guess I Just Feel Like, which is kind of like a B mixolydian. For today, what we're going to do is just play the B major pentatonic scale. And here's an interesting thing. So I know that I'm not the only one that this has happened to, but many of us, what happens is that we get stuck in certain positions on the guitar. And so what I challenge you to do is create a constraint practice where you force yourself into one of these positions that maybe you're not as comfortable with. Let's just say, you know, our classic major pentatonic, start down here like B major pentatonic with our pinky here, and you know, the second shape would be here and the third shape. Let's say we were not that great at this third shape of the pentatonic. Maybe I need to practice there. Probably do. All right, cool. So we're back in amplitude. I got my tone back. Just a basic, nice, clean tone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to force myself to improvise only in this position. And that's this third position of the pentatonic. And maybe I just start with, you know, one string at a time. Try and build there. One thing I would recommend, stay away from the fat strings. A lot of times guitar players, we get stuck there. So try this. Try to make it expressive right away. And just like we worked on those hammer-ons, those pull-offs, those slides, those are the expression. So there's some funky fingerings in that position. So I try and get in there, see if I can work around. Really trying to pay attention to the track, try to make good music still, but the constraint is live in that awkward kind of scale shape. All right, awesome. I hope that these constraints ideas are helpful for you. And really the sky is the limit with them. So think about things that you're weak at, record yourself. And you know, things like this, iRig make it really easy to record yourself, listen back and say, what's working in my playing, what's not? Find those things, target them in your improv practice with some of these constraints, and I promise you, it will help a bunch. If you dug this lesson, make sure to head over to soloonguitar.com and grab my free 50-page PDF. It has all my scale shapes that I use, arpeggios, all that good stuff, all that you need to really improve your improvisation and sound the way you want your guitar solos. Thanks so much and have a great day.